I am Keisha, independent consultant for Paparazzi. I'm $5 Jewels Queen out of Colorado, and so I'm just here tonight or today to share my journey with paparazzi. So I'm going to share how my paparazzi journey started. The first time I originally saw paparazzi was May of 2018. I went to a sip and paint party, and there was a young lady there selling paparazzi. I bought a pair of earrings. That was the end of it. 2 weeks later, I went to another event that I was actually a vendor at. I had my own business, something completely different at the time, and I was sitting next to a young lady who was selling paparazzi, and I was like, okay, I could dig it, I could dig it. And so I was watching. I watched, of course, you watch, and I thought to myself, well, that seems a lot easier to load up and take to an event than what I'm doing. Like, that was my whole reasoning in the beginning. Like, that looks easier to load up and take somewhere than what I'm doing. How can I get in? So I, of course, me being who I am, asked questions, and we connected. And so she gave me her information at night, that talked about it, and I said, okay, I'm gonna check it out and I'm gonna join your team. That simple. And so I went home, I looked at it, and then I thought, okay, this is good. Hair and nail money. Like, I can keep my hair and nail money. I can keep my hair and nails done with this money. So I actually waited. That was May. I would message her in between. So May, June, nothing, maybe July. Hey, I'm still checking it out. I'm gonna join. August. It's cool. I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna join. And then September, I joined. September 28th, 2018, I joined. So I joined, and I was still the mindset of, this is good hair and nail money. I can keep my hair and nails done with this money. And even still, I had that in my mind, but I still was not wearing the jewelry. I was still wearing the necklaces that my children gave me, and my gold hoops that I always wore. That's what I was wearing still. And so I told my sisters about it. I told them that I joined. I told my mother that I joined. And then I told some of my coworkers, like, hey, I joined, I'm doing this. And so I still really wasn't selling the jewelry. What I did do, though, was start having my packages. I would order regularly, and I would have my packages sent to my job. So when I opened the box, the girls around me would see the jewelry. Some of them would buy, some of them wouldn't. But again, I gotta keep in mind that my intent was hair and nails, so it wasn't a big deal to me. And so I really just kind of left it at that. And then I think around my birthday was in October, so I was still ordering. And then November, I think in November I probably didn't order. In December I probably didn't order. And then I picked back up in January. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing more. I didn't say that I was going to put my all into it. I said I'm going to start doing more. And then EMP came up, and I bought a ticket. Now listen, I guess I am kind of wasteful, because I bought the ticket. It wasn't a lot. It was like $25, $35. But I bought the ticket to EMP. I did not request the time off of work. And so I bought it like, whatever. And so I didn't go. And then I was talking to my upline, and she started talking about convention. And I was like, you know what? I want to go. I want to go see what this thing is about. And then by the time I decided that I wanted to go see what this thing about, tickets were sold out. So then I was like, oh, okay. So a lot of people really digging this thing, and a lot of people really doing this thing. So I said, okay. And so my upline said, well, if somebody decides that they don't want to go, I'll keep an eye out for you, and you can buy their ticket. So I was like, all right. So again, I didn't schedule time off. I waited. And then she said, I got somebody who can't go and who's going to be selling their ticket. So that the next morning I went to work, and I put my request in to get the time off. By the grace of God, I got it. And this is how you know that God was all in this thing. Because for one, I didn't buy the ticket when it went on sale. Second, I didn't schedule any vacation. Third, I had to wait and see if somebody was gonna not want to go, and then I had to even make sure that I had the money to buy that person's ticket so I could go. So got the vacation time, person ticket came for sale, and then when you buy them that way, there's a little bit more because you pay a transfer fee. So I bought the ticket. I paid all the stuff. I paid the transfer fee. I'm last minute quiche around here scrambling. So now I'm like, okay, I gotta find an outfit for a black and white gala. Y'all, I haven't dressed up to go anywhere in forever, like for real. So now I'm looking for an outfit for the black and white gala, regular everyday clothes, whatever. And then there was an all white party. So I'm like, okay, I haven't been to a party in years. Like, I have not been to a party and I do not know how long. So now I gotta look for a all white. We got an all white party, black and white gala. Those two things I'm remembering because everything else, I'm fashionable. I dress, I get dressed. I'm fashionable. We're not gonna say like I am not the bummy chick. So that part I wasn't worried about. But the black and white gala and the all white party, I was like, okay, I gotta find something. So me scrambling around here did that. I didn't even have a big enough suitcase, y'all, because I don't go, like, I go to work, I come home, I do my thing around my area. So I was good with my life the way it was. Did not even have a big enough suitcase. So then I had to go buy a suitcase last minute. So I ended up paying way too much for a suitcase, but I got a suitcase nevertheless. And so we get there. And then I'm on edge like, oh shoot, okay, I spent this money, so I'm definitely going. Like, I bought a ticket to Vegas. I bought the ticket for the convention. I bought 2 outfits for the black and white gala. I bought 2 outfits for the all white party just in case I needed to decide on which one I was wearing. So now I really spent money and invested. So yeah, you going, this is not $25, $35. You going. So then I'm concerned, like, I've never been out of state. Look, I've been out of state. I travel by myself. So I've been out of state by myself. No problem. But I've never been out of state and shared a room with women that I don't know. So yes, I signed up under my upline, but I don't know her. I didn't at the time. And then it was 3 other women, or 2 other women that I had never even laid eyes on before. One I did. One I had saw before. We actually had to sit down one time. And then the other one I had never saw in my life. So I'm a little worried about that because we all know how, like, life is real. We all know how that goes. But I got there, y'all, and it was dope. Like, we meshed. We had a great time. And I think we were there from July 26th to August 3rd. August 2nd. July 26th to August 2nd was the time frame that we were there, sharing a room, like going to these parties together, going to trainings together, and it was awesome. So that part, like that in itself, that was great. And then, like I said, we had training. Training was phenomenal. We had the all-white party. We had the black and white gala where people got their rewards, their awards. And then one of the trainings, so they had two training sessions where like the founders spoke, and that's awesome. That was great. And then they had Eric Thomas, E.T., he spoke, and that was great. And another guy spoke, and I can't remember his name off top, but he was absolutely phenomenal. And then it was a panel of consultants. And this is what sunk in my soul. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, anybody can do this. That's it. My take on it was like, anybody really can do this. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the women and their stories. And although the stories were not my story, I could definitely relate to their story because I've been in situations and places and things happen and life happens, and it's like, I'm never going to get what I need from me and my family and my corporate job. Like, let's just be real. I'm never going to get what we need there. I'm going to get enough to survive. I'm going to get enough to maintain, but I'm never going to get what we need. Like, my children have dreams. I have dreams. And unless I get out and do it myself, I'm not going to get it there. And then even my own business that I had before I started this, would have taken me a lot longer than it would take me in paparazzi. And that's what sunk in my soul. When I was sitting there listening to this panel of women, it was six of them. I want to say maybe seven, but I'm pretty sure six. Um, it was so eye opening for me. It was so eye opening for me. So I came home. I revamped. So when I got there, I had one business partner. I had one business partner join with me of June of 2019. So when I went to convention, I had one business partner, and I was a star consultant. So I went to convention, was swept away, um, was swept away, and came back with a passion. Like, you need to start ranking up. You need to hit director ASAP. You need to. And I got home August 2nd. I went live, I want to say August 3rd. And August 5th, I had my second business partner. And August 23rd, I had my third business partner, and I was a director. Because when I came home, I was like, you know what? I can retire early. When I started this business, I thought hair and nails. And then I went there and I was like, I can retire. And so I set a goal. Like, I would be at my desk working, and as soon as I had a minute, I would be writing, like, this is 10, 21. And I would write it down on, I have a dry erase board at my desk at work. I was writing stuff on my dry erase board, like, so I could see it mentally every day. I'm focusing on these goals. So I wrote that 10/21, you're going to retire. And so I hit director October 1st of 2019. And then I just started trying to learn and soak in as much as I can about the business, because now I'm all in. Like, I'm all the way in, because I've been saying before I joined paparazzi, I was like, I'm not working for somebody else the rest of my life. I am not. Like, if that's what somebody else want to do, that's awesome, but it's not for me. I don't want to trade time for money when I'm 67 years old waiting on a retirement check, 401k that the government could take from you at any time they want to. I'm not doing it. So I was like, okay, now I can retire early. I know I can retire early if I push. So I started pushing. And so then, I was learning the business. I didn't sign any business partners November, December, or January. I did not sign any. I'm learning the business as much as I can. And I'm working. I'm learning how to sell my jewelry. I'm ordering inventory. I'm doing all the steps necessary for me to build myself. And so then I learned as much as I could. February hit, and while I was learning, and I'm telling you, I was carrying this bag with me everywhere I go. It became my new pocketbook. Like, everywhere I went, this bag was like my best friend. I'm carrying it around with me everywhere. So I would sell jewelry out my bag. I would be at Michael's buying stuff for my business, and they'd be like, "Oh, can I see your bag?" Absolutely. I'd be at work. I have my bag sitting on the floor. People walk by. "Oh, can I see it?" Absolutely. I'm going to pick up my favorite bottle of wine. "Oh, can I see?" Absolutely. So in February, I paid my mortgage with $5 jewelry. And another thing hit in my head. Like, you can retire early and you can pay your house off early. And it's really real. Like, you could pay. So I could have paid my mortgage twice in February, and I did. So I doubled up. So come March, I'm a month ahead of the game. And it was awesome. Like, God again. God is God. Because March, the pandemic hit. And while my company didn't close, at that point, we was still, everybody was in, like, okay, limbo. Like, what are we going to do? Is the company going to close? Is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? My first mind went to, like, I'm about to push the heck out of my business. Like, I didn't fret. I did not have an uneasiness. I didn't have a fear. I had, I'm not the highest in the company. I'm not the lowest. I know I had enough inventory to flip and make money and keep my house and maintain. Like, that's what I knew in my head. Like, Keisha, you got a room, like, you got a store in your house. You good. So I was like, okay, well, the pandemic hit and the company was like, we're not sure what we're going to do. And I can remember because it was my sister's 50th birthday party and we was all over there. And, other people was talking about, well, this company is letting their people work from home. And my neighbor had told me when I was leaving, going to my sister's house, like, yeah, well, we working from home. We not going in. And at this point, we didn't hear that we was working from home. So I had just told my mother and my sister, or either just my sister, like, well, if they don't say we working from home, I'm gonna call and say that I'm not coming no more. And if they terminate me, they terminate me. And that's where I was at with it because I was like, I got enough inventory. It's gonna push. Like I'm gonna have to push. That's what I was gonna have to do. It was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. So I didn't have that fear. In March, I signed. February, I signed 2 business partners. March, I signed 4 business partners. April, I signed 3 business partners. May, I signed 2 business partners. In June, I signed 2 business partners. And the reason why is because people see what they can do for themselves and their families in this business. Um, when I say that this business is so much more than $5 jewelry, it is so much more than $5 jewelry. The growth that I've had myself personally, when I say growth, like the things that I'm picking up and I'm learning, the desire and the passion that I have, and it's not that it's there; it's just the awakened spirit. It's been woke. My grandchildren won't have to go to school if their parents don't like. If my children say, "Mom, we want you to homeschool the kids," I'm with it. Bring them, and I will have the luxury to do that. They don't have to, and my grandchildren will also know the difference of trading money for time. Like I was doing it while my children were growing up, and so they watched me do that, and so they're okay with doing it. But now even my children are shifting, like, and we don't want to. And my children have passions and dreams, and I want to be able, still, my adult children, I still want to be able, as their mother, to help them fulfill those dreams. And with paparazzi, I can do that. It's limitless. So I have one son who wants to be a music engineer. I'm going to send him to school to be a music engineer. My daughter is doing her thing. Everybody knows. And I'm going to give her what she needs to get that going. I have another son who's trying to start a clothesline. He's going to have that. Like, there's no limits on what they want to do anymore. And before I would have to say, well, let me see where I can help out. Let me see where I can help out. Now I can say, like I said, I'm not the top consultant. I'm not even retired yet, but I know it's coming. And so now I can say, that's going to happen. Don't even trip. It's going to happen. I got you. So this has been my journey so far. And I'm not even 2 years in yet. Like, I'm not even 2 years in yet. I'm learning a lot about myself in communication, in dealing with people. Like, I am very calm. Like, I'm not the one for arguments. I do not like it. And I'm learning because before, if me and somebody didn't mesh, that's cool. I back up. I go home. I close my door. Well, now I got 29 business partners. And if we don't mesh, I can't go home and close the door. I have to have these conversations. And because of who I am at the core, I don't like any tension at all. Like, none whatsoever. So having a difficult conversation is not an easy thing for me. But these are conversations now that I have to have. Like, I might have to call somebody and say, hey, I saw this, and as a business owner, you can't do that. I don't even like to do that because I don't like to be the one to feel like it feels like I'm raining on somebody's parade, even though I'm not. That's just the feeling that I have. So I have to be that person. Like with my children, it's a no-brainer. Like I could tell them all day long, like, don't do that. That's ugly. Don't act like that. That's not cute. Don't put that on your Facebook. That's not cool. But now with other adult women, these are conversations that I have to have, and I'm finding myself, like, I have them, but it still does something to my core because it's not who I am naturally. It's not who I am. So I'll pick up the phone, and I would rather do a phone call than an inbox or a text because tone matters. And people could think anything in a text or an inbox. And from what I'm told, I look like I'm mean or something like that. I don't see why, but so people automatically assume I'm coming for them or I'm trying to check them. And it's nothing like that. I want your business to succeed. I want you to be the best that you can be, and I don't want you to have any problems. That's simple. That's simple. So I'm learning how to do that for myself as well. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. This is my going on 2-year journey. So I'm going to continue to share my journey like once a week, because once a week something always is like, oh my God, this happened. And I'm flustered. Like, it can be excited, flustered. It can be this is something new, flustered. Like, it's just always something. It's constant, growing and going constantly. So I'm doing this here to document my journey in growth in paparazzi. I am Keisha, independent paparazzi consultant, the $5 jewel queen, $5 jewels queen out of Colorado. And I am going to share my journey here on my YouTube channel, Jewels Queen. Please join me. I might even do some sales here. You never know. But right now I am documenting my journey.